Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is your boy Alex, and today's Monday. So you know what today is. Today is the day where I do the YouTube video that is for men. I already made 2 videos that are for women only. So this is going to be one of those videos that is going to be made for men. So it doesn't matter if you're a black man, a white man, Latino, Asian, or Indian, or Samoan. This video is for men, 99.999%. This video is going to be for men. Now, this is a YouTube video where it's going to be like a red pill video. I haven't done a red pill video in quite a long time, but every now and then I drop what they call a red pill reality. See, the word red pill has been misused and blown out of proportion, and it's kind of lost its purpose. Not all the way, but it has lost some purpose in the last 6 or 7 years. Because a lot of people are using the name red pill or black pill for their agenda. And what I mean by agenda, these are guys who get rejected all the time and they want to blame everything and everyone for their problems 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, but don't want to take that painful, hard look in the mirror. So the title of this YouTube video is going to be called Sex Game, Safe, Cool versus Edge versus Fear in Dating and in Life. Now, with my titles, I like to be very creative and think outside the box. Now, this video is for black men, white men, Latino men, Asian men, Indian men, men in general, okay? So it don't matter what race or how old you are. You could be in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. You could be in your 50s. You could be in your 60s. You could be in your 70s. You could be from planet Mars. If you're a man, this video's for you. And the reason why I'm making the video is because I don't want no black men, no white men, or no Latino men to go, well, you made 2 videos for women only. When are you going to make a video for men? This is that video. Now, the way I'm going to break down crabs in the barrel is that I'm going to break it down in the math and the science of it. Now, when you were in high school and college, 99.99% as a black man, a white man, a Latino man, or an Asian man, you always experience guys starting fights in class. Didn't matter if it was high school or college, they would start fights at work. I mean, well, we'll get to that, but in class. And the reason why a lot of these guys would start fights is because they did not have the ability to physically, sexually attract black women, white women, Latina women, or Asian women. They could not physically, sexually attract women, period. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They could not physically, sexually attract any women. So they would get mad, and when they got the chance to come to high school or college, they would start at least 6 fights in 1 year. In 3 to 6 months, you would get like 4 fights. Probably by the end of the year, you're looking at 6 to 7 fights. About 85 to 90% of those fights were about guys fighting another guy because one guy got all the women's attention and the other guy couldn't get the woman's attention. The reason why I call it's my version of crabs in the barrel, because it's a nice way of saying when men player hate on other men. And you see, if you play basketball or football, right? When I was in high school and college, I used to have a lot of friends that used to hang out with people that were, drug dealers. They used to sell drugs on the street. And a lot of the drug dealers, a lot of the ex-gang members used to tell me this. I used to laugh at this, and they used to look at me with a serious, straight face, say, it's not funny, it's not a laughing matter, it's not a game. When you get in your 30s and your 40s, you're going to understand how the game really works, good and bad. You're going to understand how the game is to be played for real. I used to laugh at it and used to look at me like it's not funny because you're going to one day be 25 or 30 or 31, 32, 33, and you're going to be experiencing it, and you're going to remember that I told you this 10, 15 years ago. I told you this, and now it's happening to you. So you see, a lot of people laugh at it because it's funny, it's entertaining, it's amusing, but then when it gets to 10, 15, 20 years later, when you're 30, 35, or 40 years old, and you start experiencing what someone told you, then you start to see it from a different lens. And that is, A lot of men will start fights in college, not just in high school, but in college, because they don't like it when one guy is getting all the attention from a woman. Especially if it's black women, white women, Latino women, sexy Latina mamacita, Asian women. It don't matter if the woman's tall or short. She could be a sexy, fine BBW girl, and they'll find some way to start a fight. And the reason why I'm saying this is because it happens a lot. And it don't matter if you in your 20s or your 30s, you get guys that start fights all the time because one guy gets all the woman's attention and the other guy can't get the woman's attention. So he starts a fight, literally, for no apparent reason. You don't even have to say anything. You don't even have to say nothing or do nothing. And all of a sudden, a guy will walk up on you by accident, bump up against you and say, "Oh, my bad," and try to start a physical altercation. Now, when I used to play basketball, a lot of the guys that were 5 to 10 times better than me at playing basketball used to tell me that the guy who cannot play basketball, the guy that can't shoot three-pointers, can't make layups, can't play offense, can't play defense, the guy that can't play for the love of money. I'm gonna try to not use as much profanity language. Let's say his game. Let's say he back when I was a kid and a teenager, used to say weak sauce. Well, a lot of the guys that told me when you get a basketball player that can't play offense, can't play defense, he can't dribble, he can't use his pivot foot, he can't even use the fundamentals of when he's playing basketball, and he's weak sauce. 99.999%, he talks the most trash because he can't play basketball. So he'll hate on other guys that are so talented, that guys that win championships in high school and college, that can physically sexually attract 85 to 90% of black women, white women, Latina women, Asian women. Doesn't matter if it's tall or short or BBW. He'll player hate because that guy can play basketball and he gets all the attention everywhere he goes. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Same thing when it's football. I used to hang out with a lot of friends that played football in high school and college. Division I football in high school and college. And I have like 2 friends that are currently playing professional football. But I'm not going to tell you their names because it's to protect their privacy. Because when these YouTube videos go viral, they might see one of these videos, or who they hang out might see it and say, "Yo, man, there's this cat that's talking about you," and then all of a sudden we got a problem. He don't want his business put out there. But he used to tell me all the time when he used to play football that 99.99%, if you can play football, same thing. If you can't play offense, you can't play defense, you can't throw the football, you can't catch the football, and you ain't good at reading plays on offense and defense, that guy will player hate on other guys that can play football just because women find him physically, sexually attractive. So the guys that can play basketball and football get all the hate from guys that can't play basketball and football. And it's the same thing with every other sport. Baseball, tennis, hockey, and that's just at the high school, college level. Now, let's take it to the nightclub in the 1990s and the 2000s. There would be like at least 10 to like maybe 15 fights in one year. In one year, there could be 10 to 15 fights. And all those fights are about one guy's getting all of the attention from black women, white women, Latina women, Asian women, BBW, tall or short. Don't matter if the guy's into older women. Don't matter if he likes foreign women. He go to a nightclub, right? If you go to a nightclub right here in Los Angeles, California, you go to anywhere in the world. You go to Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, New York, Chicago, New Orleans, ATL, Los Angeles. Those are the places where we have the best nightclubs, right? Let's not forget Miami, Florida, and Orlando. You go to all those places, 90% of the time, you're going to get at least 10 to 15 fights by the end of the year, because one guy come in there like Lil Wayne or Drake, or he come in there like he LL Cool J or Will Smith, or he come in there like he Tom Brady, 6-time Super Bowl champion, or he come in there like Kobe Bryant, who won 5 NBA championships, or LeBron James, and he gets all the attention from everyone. He gets mad respect from the security guards. He gets respect from the women. He gets respect from the DJ, the bartender. You know, he's in there buying everybody free drinks. Everyone's having a good time, dancing, partying. And he getting all the women's attention. And here comes this guy who works 2 jobs and works 5 days a week, 40 hours, 5 days a week. And for 8 months or for 10 months, he don't even get women's attention. So he see you come in here and he wants all the attention for himself. So now fights break out at the nightclub. Now they got to shut down the nightclub for at least 4 to 6 months because people can't act right at the nightclub. Now let's talk about what if you're on YouTube. You get a lot of guys that have big platforms here on YouTube. I would say I have a very fair, nice platform. It's not the biggest. It's not the smallest. It is a big platform, but what I mean by big platforms, I'm talking about YouTubers who's been in the game for 10 to 15 years, got more views and more subscribers than me as of right now, currently. And a lot of the guys be player hating on YouTubers. Like, a lot of men hate Tommy Sotomayor, and that's a black man who's got his own, he's got like 15 YouTube channels, a radio podcast, and he makes makes anywhere from like 15 to like almost $90,000. A lot of men hate Tommy Sotomayor, and the fact that he brags so much, it's why people don't like him. But you look at the analytics, right? This man has men watching him. This man has women watching him, and he ain't the only one on YouTube that's like that. I got men and women who watch my YouTube channel. And a lot of people will be looking at the analytics trying to figure out why I be getting 15, 20, 25, 30% of women watching my videos. And I've noticed on YouTube that a lot of men are jealous of YouTubers who get way too much attention from black women, white women, Latina women, Asian women. Don't matter if the woman's tall or short, BBW. The woman could be from a foreign country. And 85 to 92% of the time, you do YouTube, right? And what I've noticed is it don't matter if you got 100,000 subscribers, 100 subscribers. You can have 100 million subscribers, 5,000 views, 10,000. You could have 5 million views or just 100 views. And 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, you will get someone that will player hate on you. You'll get men that will be looking at your analytics trying to figure out why he got 15, 20, 25, 30% of women watching his YouTube videos. Like, other words, what they're trying to say is, why is the woman looking at him and not looking at me? I'm the one that's got a house or an apartment. I'm the one that's got a car. I'm the one that's making money. And a lot of men be feeling some type of ways. The reason why I brought up YouTube is because a lot of guys get women watching their videos, and that's how they get the attention from women. And then the guys start looking at your analytics, trying to figure out how many views your video get, how many subscribers, trying to figure out why somebody watching your YouTube videos. They do all of that. To me, that's like childish behavior. That's like something you do when you're in high school. And then when you get to college, that's where you're supposed to grow up and be a mature adult. And unfortunately, you have some people who, whether they graduate from high school or college or not, they 99.999%, they actually never grow up. You know, they still act like they're still in high school, or they still act like they're still in college. And they be jealous and they be player hating just because you can physically sexually attract black women, white women, Latino women, Asian women, BBW women, just because you can attract women in general. And a lot of men get insecure just because you can do that. And you see, the title is called Safe. So safe guys play safe. Now, sometimes when you play safe, they can consider that as you're boring, you're lame, you're no fun. And those guys get rejected all day, every day because they play so safe. You know, they want to go to work. They want to pay their bills. They want to wash their clothes. They want to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they repeat the same routine 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And that gets boring after a while. Just to do the same routine. I was gonna go in my uncle's room, but the light blew out. So when I'm finished with this video, I gotta go buy some light bulbs and things of that nature. But like I was saying, that they be player hating, you know. Now there's a thing called be safe, but be cool. Now there's a difference between safe. Safe is what it sounds like. You stick to the same routine all day, every day for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years. That's just being safe. But what about if you're safe and you're cool? Safe and cool means learn how to be intellectually good, meaning have social intelligence, but still have fun, but be safe. Like, be safe, but still be cool. You could play basketball, football, baseball. You can go to the gym. You could do filmmaking. You can do art. You can go rock climbing. You can go ride your bicycle. You can go road tripping. So that's safe. And then there's being safe but being cool. You know, it's a nice way of saying you're safe, but every now and then, on an occasion, do something that's outside the box that is so fun that people are gonna find it attractive. So that's being safe and being cool. On the other hand, we have edge. Edge is like another word for you're not a bad boy, but you're not a good guy either. The word edge was made in the late 1990s, early 2000s, and the word edge was being used in high school, college, at work, and it came from the sports world. Like, particularly professional boxing and mixed martial arts is where the word edge came from. When you think of edge, you think of a guy that's unpredictable. You don't know if he's a good guy or if he's a bad guy. He's like in the middle. You know, he's not picking sides. He's not choosing sides. He's still himself. He's just not a good guy or a bad guy. So that's what the word edge means. So it means 50% being cool and then 50% being safe. So that's what the word edge is. Every now and then he will be called a nice guy or a good guy, and women will find that very physically, sexually attractive. Black women, white women, Latina women, Asian women. And then every now and then he will be 50% bad boy, and women will find it physically, sexually attractive. So it means 50% being a bad boy and 50% being a nice guy, good guy. It means in the middle. He's not always a nice guy, good guy, or here on YouTube, they will call that being in the beta male. And then if he's a bad boy, they'll say he's got some edge to him, meaning he ain't no punk. Like, he's not going to be running away and hiding because someone is between 6 foot to 6'6", 250 pounds, and they're bigger and stronger. That's what the word edge means. It means to be in the middle, to find the common middle ground. And a lot of women find that very physically, sexually attractive. So the word edge came from the sports world. You know, you look at professional wrestling, boxing, mixed martial arts, like, he can hold his own. Like, he's not afraid that if he takes a woman out to lunch and dinner, that she might find other men physically, sexually attractive that are professional basketball players, football players, baseball players, or he might be an R&B singer, he might be a rapper, a rock star, he might be an actor in television and film. Like, he's not that concerned that if he asks a black woman or a white woman or a Latina or an Asian woman out to lunch and dinner, he's not going to be so concerned if she look at 3 or 4 other guys that she also finds physically, sexually attractive. The guy that has a lot of edge understand it's a test. Now on YouTube, they actually call that a shit test, but I'm trying to cut down on the profanity language. So this guy's not afraid of that. Where, on the other hand, we have the guy that has fear. Now, fear is what it sounds like. A person who lives in fear 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, he lives in fear. He's like scared of the idea of he takes out a woman out to lunch and dinner, she's going to start messing with basketball players and football players, and she won't talk to him ever again. Now, there's 2 rules about that. Now, back when I was a kid in high school and college, they used to have a name for it. They used to call it bitch made, meaning the guy is so scared that he would always whine and complain everything a woman does. Like, if the woman went out to the nightclub and bar and the guy called the girl's cell phone a total of 6 to 12 times in 3 hours, she would turn her cell phone off because the guy calls too much. That's called being insecure. And he would question her when she come back from the nightclub 2 or 3 hours later. Or if she was at work with her girlfriends and they have ladies' night and she hung out for about 4 hours, he would call a total of 6 to 12 times in one day. That's called being bitch made, because that's not physically sexually attractive. That doesn't turn on women, that turns women off. It's like if you're at home and your boss from your job call you 3 times and say, I need you to come 2 or 3 hours early to work. Well, you're going to want to take a shower first and get some breakfast and then come to work. And then sometimes you might have to take your breakfast to go with you, because if your boss wants you to come 2 or 3 hours early to work, you have to do it, because you might get fired and lose your job if you keep on telling your boss, man, I come at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or I come at 11 o'clock. Why I got to come at 8 o'clock? Why I got to come at 9 o'clock? You know, you start arguing with your boss, you're going to get ridden up 3 to 4 times, and then you know what that leads to. You get fired, then you ain't got no job. But you know the feeling that I'm talking about. Fear is very strong and very powerful. And a lot of men who have fear that their girlfriend or wife might be checking out another man, they have insecurity issues. Now, in the hood, they call that bitch made, because a guy who don't want his woman looking at another man, especially if that woman finds that black man or white man or Latino man or Asian man physically sexually attractive, and he's between 5'10" to 6'4", and he's between 220 to 250 pounds of muscle, she's going to find the guy physically sexually attractive. And you see, a lot of guys watch my YouTube videos, the ones that don't like me, the ones that talk trash about me all day, every day, and they look at my analytics, trying to figure out why I got 15, 20, 25, 30% of women watching my YouTube videos. Those guys have fear. Those guys are insecure. And I find it sad. It's funny, but it's also sad, because they spend all their time and energy focused on what I'm doing on YouTube and off of YouTube, that they don't take into account, what if your girlfriend one day runs into LeBron James, 4-time NBA champion. LeBron James won 4 championships, and he's won NBA Finals MVP like 4 times, 4 or 5 times in his career. LeBron James can take your girlfriend from you. I'm just trying to, put the obvious out there. LeBron James can take your girlfriend. Dwayne Wade can take your girlfriend. Lil Wayne, Drake. Those are guys that I would be very concerned about when they come to your city and state, because they could take your girlfriend from you. Focusing on me or focusing on Tommy or somebody else on YouTube because I have a male audience and a female audience, that's not good, because I've seen guys in high school and college focus all their energy on the guys. They get all the women's attention, and then they lose their girlfriend to a rapper like Lil Wayne or Drake. Like, I've had some friends that were a DJ in Hollywood, California. They go to all the nightclubs, and they be telling me that this one cat lost his girlfriend to Lil Wayne, or lost his girlfriend to Drake, or lost his girlfriend to Rick Ross, or he lost his girlfriend to a professional basketball player or a football player. It happens. It's a part of life. It's a part of the game. And the reason why I made this video is because some men don't want to see you get women's attention no matter what. Like, they'll compare themselves to you because it's a part of human nature. It's a part of man's nature. It's a part of the game. You get a car, I got to get a better car. You get a house, I got to get a bigger house. You in athletic shape, I got to be in better athletic shape. You making money, I got to make more money than you. Everything is a competition thing between us men. And it don't matter if you're a black man, a white man, a Latino man, or an Asian man. You could be not trying to do any of those things, and somebody will accidentally challenge you because They want the title of being alpha. It's like being heavyweight champion of professional wrestling. I want the championship belt. I want to be the heavyweight champion of the world. I want to be the alpha male. I want to get all the women's attention. And you be probably shaking your head like it's not even about that. I'm just trying to tell you, this is my version of crabs in the barrel. And the reason why I call the YouTube video Sex Game Safe and Cool versus Edge versus Fear in Dating and Life, because a lot of times in life, you're either categorized as a guy that's safe, being safe and cool, the guy that has edge, or the guy that has a lot of fear. And there's a big difference between all four. So there's four groups of men. There's he's safe, which means it's boring. He does the same routine over and over. Then there's he's safe and he's cool, which means he's safe, but on an occasion, he's going to go to rock climb. He's going to go jumping, bungee jumping, or parachute diving. Or he's going to he's going to do some filmmaking. Or he's going to drive a motorcycle up the coast. You know, he's gonna do something that's fun and exciting. So that's what safe and cool is. Edge is, he's not a good guy, but he's not a bad boy. And when he is a bad boy, he's 50% bad boy, and then he's 50% nice guy, good guy. Every now and then, a woman finds that physically, sexually attractive because he's a guy that has edge. Then there's, he has fear. Fear don't turn nobody on. Fear turns people off. Like some of the most greatest athletes that play professional football and basketball, 99.99%, they understand that fear is very strong and very powerful. They understand that fear can make you or it can break you. And the men that have a lot of fear, they always fear, he's going to take my girlfriend from me. Like when guys see me make YouTube videos, right, and they find out that I have 10, 15, 20, 25% of women watching my videos, they think I'm going to take their girlfriend from them. It's funny, but it's also sad and disappointing because the reality is LeBron James can take your girlfriend. Dwayne Wade could take your girlfriend. Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, or Drake can take your girlfriend because those guys are rich and famous and they have status. I'm just someone that likes to make YouTube videos to express myself and to practice on my social skills and learn how to talk better. And as a result of that, people look at that as, oh, he gonna take my girlfriend. Like first you gotta figure, I gotta make some money first. Gotta get a house, gotta get a job, gotta get a car, and then I gotta get real good at talking socially, and then you can start worrying about if I'm gonna take your girlfriend or not. The video is to help men understand the nature of the game. When I made my videos from 8 months ago called Sex in the Animal Kingdom, I made 5 videos. And in those 5 videos, I talked about the concept of the alpha male, the sigma male, and the beta male. So I had to make you could consider this a prequel. Now, we're way past the time, but until next time, peace.